Shani. All right, yes, everybody, yes, how are we feeling about tomorrow? Nobody? Somebody talk to me. What are we most worried about? Like what topic, you know? What topic we're having a challenge with? Talk to me, guys. I'm getting ready to start. I'm just giving persons, you know, a couple more minutes to come in, but I'm going to start in the next 2 minutes.
So welcome, speaking or whatever the case might be.
I'm not hearing you. Say that again for me, please. Hello? No? Okay. All right. All right. All right, let me start. I share my screen. Getting ready to start right now.
Good day, good day.
Good day, good day. All right, everybody see my screen, right? Yes, no, maybe so. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay, good to go. All right, so in today's session, we have it's a 2-hour session. We are going to be looking at the following. We're going to definitely be looking at some exam tips to help you through your exam tomorrow. We're gonna look at the unit outlines, especially the ones that we got from CSEC, saying that, you know, these are the topics coming. We're talking about Unit 3, entrepreneurship. We're talking about Unit 4, legal, you know, business, contracts and all that. We're talking about production, logistics, and regional, global. Right, so we're going to definitely want to focus on those 5 main areas for the paper 2, and we're definitely going to be doing some practice multiple choice. I've prepared for you 5 common multiple choice questions from each unit. So we have 10 units for the syllabus, so we have 5 from each. All right, I have people coming in, so you know, a little bit distracted. Right, we're going to be looking at past paper questions. So I've selected some common questions from each unit for you guys, and definitely the multiple choice items. All right, so before we jump into that, you know, let me give you a little background on who I am. So I am Latoya Cousins, and I am a teacher at Jamaica College. I've been teaching there for the past 15 years. I'm a senior teacher as well, assistant HOD for business department and year supervisors. POB, POA, OA, and logistics. Those are my special areas, and my track record for POB is definitely 100% pass rate. So that's what I'm here to do today, to get you to that one that you guys want, right? And everybody here definitely aiming for the one, right? Nothing less. Okay, all right, good to go. Okay, Sasha says she's not hearing me. Is it Sasha only? Anybody else having that challenge? All right, let me just see a thumbs up. If you're hearing me, let me see a thumbs up. Just put your thumbs up. Okay. All right, everybody's hearing me. Okay, Sasha, just try and refresh. Sasha, refresh.
Excuse me, miss.
Go ahead.
Tell her to press join audio if she hasn't already.
Okay, thank you for that. Sasha, heard that one? Select the join audio. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, so let's continue. All right, so objectives, share exam tips from past experiences. We're going to identify the areas of units 3, 4, 5, 7, and 10. Those are the areas that CXC, said that, this is the area that paper 2 is coming. So we're zooming in on those, and we're going to look at past paper questions on those units and also multiple choice questions. All right, let me give you some tips on how to answer structured questions. I didn't admit. Okay, so how to approach structured questions. Okay, so structured questions are the most common question on an exam paper, although the number of marks for each question may vary. For POB, it is 520 marks structured question to answer in 2 hours. This means each candidate has about 24 minutes to complete 1 question. Use the time wisely, guys. How do we approach these questions? I'm gonna ask you to dissect the question. And what do I mean when I say dissect the question? First, we're gonna look at the command use, such as the describe, the list, the define, the outline, the identify. This tells you what the question is asking of you, and how much do I need to write to get the marks for this question. We have an example here. Identify 2 elements of a simple contract. Can somebody tell me how would you approach this question? Let's go.
Miss, by listing and explaining.
Okay, she said by listing, then explaining. Anybody think something different?
Yeah,
Miss just by listing them.
Just listing, okay.
yeah,
So somebody, okay, so we have just listing and we have list and explain. Okay, somebody said the just listing. Can you tell me, and that is correct, we're just gonna list. Can you tell me why this question asking you just to list and not explain?
it said that you should just identify.
The command used here is identify, right? That
Miss,
means
you never really asked any specific information from it. You just identify.
Right. So they're not asking you to elaborate on any information there. So the identify just want you to state, just want you to list. All right. Also, let me jump to point 3. The marks allocated for each question. If we go back to that example, we see identify 2 elements, and then the marks for that question is also 2 marks. So clearly we don't need to elaborate. So just listing those 2 elements going to give us that 2 marks. All right. Can anybody answer that question?
Put that back.
Can anybody answer that question for me? And remember,
Just repeat the question.
teacher, identify 2 elements of a simple contract. That is unit 4. Legal aspect of a business. That is in
Acceptance.
Miss counter offer.
Hold on. I hear somebody first. Hold on. Look like I have to raise the hand. Let me put my something over there. I hear a female voice first. Let me see the hands. Let me see the hands, please. I call a lot of persons here. Okay, right. Go ahead, right.
Miss, offer and acceptance.
Okay, offer and acceptance. Are we counting offer and acceptance as 2 separate answers? Right?
Miss, when I got notes, they counted it as 1. So.
All right. So that is 1 answer. So offer and acceptance will give you 1 mark. All right. Thank you for that. Right. Let me go to Daily. I'm seeing Daily hand. So Daily is giving me the other element.
Consideration.
Consideration. Thank you very much, Daily. So that's 2. But how many elements of a simple contract exist? Go ahead, Brianna. Go ahead, Brianna. Unmute.
Miss possibility.
Possibility.
Miss 9.
Hold on. Okay, so I see. Okay, possibility was an element in 2018. Since the change of the syllabus, guys, we used to have 8 elements of a contract, but since 2018, there's only 4. So what they do, they group them together now. So possibility is no longer an element of a simple contract. So there's only 4 now. So we have offer and acceptance, consideration. Who can give me the other 2?
Miss Good Faith on.
No, good faith is no longer one.
Miss counter.
To create legal.
Counter offer.
Hold on. No, counter offer is not an element, but a legal term. And we're going to jump back to counter offer. All right, let me give you guys some hint. All right. In order for you to enter a contract, you have to be of a certain age. You have to be sane. You have to be not under the influence. What element speaks to that?
Capacity of the
See the hands?
parties.
Go ahead. Heard somebody said something?
Yeah, I said capacity of the parties.
Capacity is no longer one element.
Mr. Contract must be legal.
All right, I can't go. All right, let us put that on pause. The one that said, remember, I just said the one. Okay, Jaya, the one that speaks to you being of a certain age and can enter the contract. That is the one I'm looking for. Go ahead, Jaya.
The one with the age.
Yeah, the age one. What is that one called?
The intention to legal.
No, that's the one that I think Daly mentioned that one. All right, let me tell you guys. Competence of the parties. Is it the first some of us hearing that term?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Miss. Apparently we introduced to the older generation.
The older syllabus, right? So the older syllabus had about 8 different elements, but the recent syllabus is now 4. So we have offer and acceptance still remains, consideration still. Those are the only 2 that remains. But the third one is competence of the party. That is the one that speaks to your age. You know, if you're not under the influence, if you're sober, that is competence of parties. The one now that we used to remember the one about legality. It's no longer legality, it is intention to create legal relations. So those are the 4. So jot it down for me, guys, because I think that is question 2 tomorrow. Legal aspect of a business. So let's go again.
Let's repeat the answers.
Okay, I'll do that. And I'm gonna send you information as well. I'm gonna post it on the platform. So we have offer and acceptance of that offer. That's 1. 2, we have consideration. 3, we have competence of the party. And 4, we have intention to create legal relation. So those are the 4 elements of a contract, no longer 8 elements. All right. All right, so let's jump back to the tips and we're going to come back to that contract question. All right, so separate and apart from the command. So we look for the command, whether it be identified, describe, and all that. We look for the marks allocated for that question because that tells us how much information do I need to write to get this mark. And also, we definitely look for the key factor in the question. What is the question asking of me? So is it asking for the definition? Is it asking for the function, the characteristics, the advantages? What is it asking of me? So those are the 3 things we look out for in a structured question. The command, the main points of the question, and the marks. So in that question, the command was identify. The main point was the element, an element of what? Simple contract. And 3, the marks allocated. That was just 2 marks, so we need not elaborate on our points. All right, any question thus far? How we
No.
feeling? We're all right? All right, let's jump. Let's continue. All right, so basically, so if a question starts with the command state, give, list, identify, it requires a short answer only. This type of question can be answered with one word. I'm echoing. Mute your mic, guys. Mute your mic. Right, so this type of question can be answered with one word or phrase responses, and they are normally worth 1 or 2 marks. It is important to state, give, list, and identify the number of things that the question requires. If you write down fewer and cannot get all marks, example, identify 2 elements, and we just discussed that, it requires just 2, just the offer and acceptance or the consideration. For question now that starts with describe, explain, compare, analyze, these are often worth 2 or more marks and requires the students to elaborate on the points. So let's examine these 3 on the next slide. All right, so when we say describe, it means you should recall the facts, the events, or the processes accurately. Example, describe the meaning of the term contract. Students will be expected to state all the facts they know about contract. We know, 1, what's a contract? It is a legal agreement, right? So once we hear the term contract, it's coming to us that yes, it's definitely legal. Right, so once we say it is legal, it means it is enforced by law. And who is a contract between? Can it be between 1 person? No, between 2 or more persons, right? So when you are, so put those together now, can I get a proper definition for a contract?
Miss,
What am I hearing?
A contract is a legal binding agreement between 2 persons.
Okay, I heard Ingrid and then I heard Joshua.
Or more.
Go ahead, Ingrid, and then I'm coming to Joshua.
Yes,
A contract is a legal binding agreement between 2 or more persons.
Perfect, all right. Joshua, you have anything different?
A contract is a legal document between 2 or more parties which is enforced by law.
All right, I like Joshua said document. Let me ask this question now. Does a contract have to be a document?
No.
No.
Written or
Written.
orally.
All right. Right. A contract can be verbal contract and it can be a written contract. All right, let me see the hands now. Let me ask this question. What are the 2 main types of contracts?
Miss simple and specialty contract.
It's simple and specialty contract.
That's right. Simple and specialty contract. All right, Daily, explain simple for me.
It's a simple contract is a contract that is made with, like, in a formal manner and
You know
is
what?
written.
No, you mix it up with specialty. So try and remember the word. All right, in order to remember the difference. All right, simple, the fact that it is simple, that means it can be, it don't have to be in writing. So simple means it can be, I'm hearing somebody's voice.
No, I thought you asked for a specialty contract.
Oh, okay. No, I said simple. So the fact that it is right. Okay, so you want to go again?
Okay, simple, yeah.
Go again.
A simple contract can be either oral or a written
right.
legal binding agreement between 2 or more parties.
And a specialty contract
is a contract that is formal and is written only.
Right, it must be in writing. All right, thank you for that. All right, let us now look at the command explain. It means you need to make something clear or state the reason for something happening. Example, explain 2 elements of a specialty contract. Brianna, I'm seeing your hands. Can you give me the 3 elements of the specialty contract?
Miss Yangi.
Wait, hold on. I saw Brianna hand first, and then, yeah, I saw Brianna's hand first.
Would it be the consideration and the possibility and the acceptance of the offer?
All right, no, so Brianna is talking about
No, Mr.
simple. Okay, who's using iPhone 8 Plus?
Me, Miss Joshua.
Go ahead.
Miss signed, sealed, and delivered.
All right. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Those are the 3 elements of specialty contract, right? So the question says explain 2 elements of specialty contract. iPhone 8, explain for me, please.
Is there to explain the signed, sealed, or delivered?
Yes, dear.
Mr. Sign.
Mm-hmm.
The contract to accept its term. If the contract must accept it, you must accept the contract term and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And see
how do you show that you accept it?
By is it really a consideration or something?
Mm-hmm.
Signing.
By signing.
By signing the contract, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, explain the other element.
Mr. Seal.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Seal, I will like the contract is like you say, you done sign the contract already, and like you put wax on it, like you seal it and thing.
Right.
It up.
We use we emboss the document, you know,
Yes,
with
yes.
whether the what to call it, like the brand,
the sealing
brand
wax
for,
also.
right. All right, good. All right, and then when we said delivered, mean.
Or delivered, miss. Oh, you like a transporting contract, miss?
So no, deliver mean both. So both parties must have a
copy of the contract.
Copy of the contract. Yeah. All right, thank you very much. All right, and let's also look at the last command now, which is compare. Compare means you must describe both similarities and differences between things. An example, if a question says compare a simple contract to a specialty contract, how would we approach this question? Let me see the hands. Some person's quiet, man. I'm seeing daily hand first. Go ahead, Daily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Specialty contract could be a specialty contract is a written agreement, similar to a simple contract, but a simple contract can also be oral.
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
and
good, right. So while a specialty contract must be in writing, a simple contract can be verbal and written.
In writing.
All right, good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's jump now to how to answer multiple choice questions. As teachers, we always think that multiple choice questions are the easiest thing, right? But let me tell you, after being at JC for 15 years and having the boys, exit the room, they always say Miss Paper 2 was way easier than Paper 1. And why? Because multiple choice questions, they're very tricky. So let's look at how to answer this multiple choice question. And right after we do those tips, we're going to jump into some multiple choice question on the Nearpod. All right, so let's go. All right. So tips on answering a multiple choice question. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to read the entire question, including all choices, before choosing an answer. Answer the easy question first. Why? It provides an overview of the test, and it gives you it boosts your confidence. When you see a question come and you can answer that question, you feel good about yourself. You understand? You feel you're not ready to take on, anything, any challenge. So answer the easy question first so you can help build up your confidence. Answer the questions in your mind before looking at the options. You won't get confused by the answer choices, and answer faster and with more confidence. So when you know an answer before you actually see it, again, boosts up your confidence. Read all the answers and eliminate all obviously incorrect answers by crossing them out. There's always an answer that is far-fetched, that is out of this world. You know, so no way that can be the answer. And there's also always one that is close to the answer. So look out for that. Don't let them trick you. Determine what the question is asking by identifying keywords similar to the paper tool, like the functions, the characteristics, and the definition. Because sometimes you guys mix up functions and characteristics. When we're talking about functions, we're talking about the role, you know, what it do. But when we're talking about characteristics, we're talking about the features. And when we're talking about definition, we want the meaning. All right, choose the answer that makes the most sense. Sometimes you're going to come across multiple choice that you've never seen it before and you don't know what to choose. Trust yourself. Anyone that looks like it is correct, select it. Follow your gut, right? And never ever leave a question blank. Guess if you are unsure, and let me tell you why you should not leave a question blank, even if it's paper tool. CXC, the aim of CXC is really to have you guys passing. You understand? So write something. So when we are marking, because I'm a marker of CXC, when we are marking, as long as we can pick up something that makes sense, we're going to give you the mark. So it might not be everything might not be, you know, accurate, you know, full, you know, complete answer, but we might pick out a little 1 and 2 mark where we can, you know, can give to you. So please don't leave a question blank, and especially multiple choice, guys. If you don't know the answer to the just write an answer. You understand? It just might end up being the correct answer. All right. All right. So let's go. We're going to end this now and we're going to jump to some multiple choice questions. So we're going to go to the first 5 units. Let me end. Let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing. All right, so we're gonna go to some Nearpod now to practice some multiple choice question. We're gonna start with unit 1. Who can tell me what's the name of unit 1? What's the name of unit 1? First unit, the nature of a business. Good to go, good. All right, so let me look for that and get you guys onto that. Hold on. All right, nature of a business. Okay, here it is. All right, I'm going to share the link in the chat. Chat. Everybody, everyone in meeting. All right, there's a link, guys. Click the link for me, please. And jump in. All right, so let me give you a couple minutes to jump in. So link in the chat, guys. All right, I'm seeing 5 persons. Let's go. All right, I'm seeing Raheem. Okay, 55. All right, keep it going, keep it going. Persons just coming in, look in the chat, send in the link. Just jump in quickly for me. I'm going to start the game at 3:35. So 1 more minute and then I'm going to start. Because we only have 2 hours, guys. 2 hours we have here today. I want to try and get as much as possible.
Miss the topic global technology. Yes, a bit of social study, man.
That's right, that's right. Like with this, especially the popular question is like standard of living and quality of life. That's a popular question.
From the past people, they miss a mostly about CARICOM and them, so they miss the marks.
Right. So what I'm going to do, guys, after I finish here, I'm going to upload all units for you on the platform, including past paper questions and all of that, just in case, because we're not going to get through everything, but I'm going to post it there. So look out on the 1X platform for those. All right. All right. So it's 3:35. We're gonna start now. All right, let's go. So we're starting with unit 1. Let's go. All right. All right. So the easiest question: what is barter? And watch the time, too, guys. You know. All right. Everybody's getting it right so far. Good.
Miss the link for that inside the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna put it now again. There it is. Jump in. Next question. Yeah, next question is about trading instrument. Like instrument of payment, right? So let's see how we handle that question. We have Alisa in the lead. So which one is not? All right, Reed is now in the lead. Function of money now. Which one is not? Which one is the odd one here?
Miss mine now load.
Huh? Yours not loading? Try and refresh. Try and refresh. Person still coming in. And guys, pay attention to the correct answers given. You just might, see the question tomorrow. This is a very popular question. Which of the following types of business environment is most typical of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Very popular question here. And you see the question answer there, mixed economy. Both government and private individuals work together. Public limited company, who bears the loss?
Miss seem to not join it, you know, miss.
Huh?
No, I get on for the quiz.
Still not getting on?
Oh.
Refresh. Try and refresh. All right, this is the last question from Unit 1. How we feeling?
Feeling good so far, miss.
Feeling good so far,
Miss,
all right?
boss, Miss
Kevin,
student, you have Miss, my code for you.
Which code? What code? All right,
Come
Kevin.
for student. Join audition.
All right, so we're jumping to Unit 2. What's Unit 2 called? Who can tell me what's Unit 2?
It's a legal aspects of a business.
No, that's Unit 4. Unit 2?
No, production.
No, that's 5.
Marketing at 3.
Internal
Organization.
organization. We're talking about the conflicts, the organizational structure, the communication, the teamwork, the leadership style. That's what we're talking about. All right, let's go. Okay, person just coming in. I know, man, I'm going to send a different link.
Yes.
So hopefully you get onto this one. All right. Hold on. It's loading. Give some time to load. All right. Copy link. I'm coming in the chat. All right, in the chat. All right, there's the new link. Jump in quickly. All right, Mr. Persons, more persons coming in. Oh, sure. Hold on. Right around here. Hold on, let me resend that link. Hold on. Here it is. Live. Time can run fast, so oh geez. All right, copy link. All right, there's a new link, John. Let me share it. All right, jump in, guys. Person's just coming in. Just jump, check in the chat or the link. There's the link. Jump in. All right, so as we touch 4 o'clock, we're going to jump to some paper 2. So let us try and get as much multiple choice questions out the way. All right. All right, so starting next minute. Let's go. Let's go. Questions still coming in. Just send me. Questions just coming in. There's the link. All right, ready for unit 2 now? All right, let's go, guys. All right, so this is leadership style. Mr. Lloyd holds regular staff meetings to listen to ideas. What leadership style is this? Oh, I see you, Raheem. I see you. Watch the time, too, guys. Watch the time. All right. That was democratic. He listened. The fact that he listened to others' opinion, that's democratic. All right, good to go. Next question. Which of the following categories would we find subsidized meal? It's all about keeping good relationship with your employees. Everybody seems right. That's referred to as fringe benefits. So any extra benefits you get as an employee. All right, so that's fringe benefit. Let's go to question 3. Which one is not a function of management? Make sure you read the questions carefully, guys, before you select the right answer. Okay, so we have some persons. This one is not level. That one is definitely D, because controlling, delegating, and coordinating, those are all functions of management. All right, let's go to question 4. What is the major role of trade union? We're talking about like JTA, the Nurses Association. What's their role? What's their role? Right, advancement of the welfare of its members. All right, and last one for this unit. And remember, we're going up to 4 with the multiple choice. Benefit of written communication. 1 and 3. All right, good to go. How we feeling? I see a lot of 5 out of 5 here. Good job, good job. All right, so we're keeping it moving. So we're jumping to unit 3. Who can tell me what's unit 3? What's unit 3? What's unit 3 called, guys? Come on, man, I should know the name of the unit.
Business documents.
No, and unit 3 is not going to be number 1.
A business.
Establishing a business, right? And that is going to be the first structured question tomorrow. Well, if CXC really, you know, follow what they say, that should be the first paper 2 question. So let's go with a new link and let's have you guys join in quickly. All right, let me jump in the chat. All right, that's the new link. Jump in for me. Jump in. Let me share my screen. All right, person's just coming in. See you. All right, hold on. Missing on these 2. Let me send the link again. Waiting room. Just admit. Admit. Okay. All right, person's coming in. Welcome, welcome. Join us quickly. We're doing some multiple choice question till 4 o'clock. Then we're jumping to the paper 2s. So click the link. We're at unit 3, which is establishing a business. And that is also question 1 for the structured question. But the first structured question I want to touch is the contracts. It's been a while since we've seen a contract question. So I definitely want to touch contracts first. Have you guys analyzing case? So let's go. Our person just coming in. There's a link. So we're starting next minute. Jump in, and let's go. So this is unit 3, establishing a business, which you guys supposed to be comfortable with, because I know a lot of you are being a business, you know, business ladies, business men. It's all about, you know, you starting your own business. I know you guys are familiar with this topic, so I'm not worried about entrepreneurship, not worried at all. All right. 30 more seconds and then we're starting the game. All right, let's go. Establishing a business, unit 3. Business plan. The synopsis of the business plan is contained in what? So we're talking about, you know, I can't say the word, but that combination. Right, the executive summary. So it's to tell you everything about, you know, what is contained in the business plan. And the business plan is that document, you know, where you outline your goals and stuff like that. Collaterals, no. What are collaterals? And give me some example. But which one here is not an example of collateral? So remember, collateral is anything that we use to safeguard or secure a loan. Just in case you don't repay the loan, then they can seize that collateral. Which one is the odd one out here? Money orders. That's right, that's right. Let's go to question 3. Okay, an analysis of the viability of the business idea. How are you going to test to see if your business is going to, you know, make sense on the market? What you're going to do, a business plan, a market survey, a feasibility study, or a research proposal? What is the correct answer here? See you guys getting here. 3 out of 5. Good job. The feasibility study. That is what we do before we actually start our business. All right. Question 4. So this is about unethical practices now. We mean things that is not right. It's not illegal, but you know, it's not right. So which of the following is not an example of an unethical business practice? See a lot of 4 to 4. Good job, good job. Like how you guys answering the multiple choice questions. Good. Right, retrenching inefficiency because we want to get rid of. So it's not unethical to get rid of persons who are actually not doing their work, right? All right, let's go to the last question in this unit. Entrepreneur who wants to maintain control. He wants to be in control of everything. What type of business is that? And this, everybody's supposed to get this right, you know. Full control. I see a lot of 5 for 5 out of 5. Good job, guys. Good job, good job. Sole trader business. All right, good to go. Good to go. All right. We're going to go to legal aspect of a business now, which is the contracts. And that should take us up to 4 o'clock, and then we're going to jump to our paper tools.
Miss, can I join the game?
Huh?
Can I join the next game?
Can you? Yeah, man, definitely. Okay, man, I'm going to send you the link. If you can join the next game, of course, why not? So we're going to unit 4, and unit 4 is legal aspect of a business. It's all about the contracts, the insurance, the business documents. Let's see how you guys handle these questions. All right, so it's loading. All right, so let me copy the link and put it in the group, in the chat. All right. All right, there's the link in the chat, guys. So jump in. Let me share. All right, I'll give you guys some time to jump in. All right, person still waiting in the waiting room. Let me add them. All right, see. A person just coming in, look in the chat and jump in the game quickly for me. All right, so we'll start in the next minute. Let's go. All right, let's go, guys. Unit 4. What is a purchase order? This is business document. Purchase order. And the meaning is really in the word itself, the phrase. Yeah. So think about it. It's all. Raheem. Document offering to buy goods as a purchase order. All right, let's go to question 2. A contract may be discharged. When we say discharge, we mean come to an end. Which is the correct answer? How? By breach. Breach is when one person fails to carry out their side of the contract. That's breach. All right, let's go to question 3. Kiki sustained burns. This is insurance while at work at a local fast food restaurant. Under which of the following insurance policy is she most likely to be compensated? So while she was at work, guys, she got burned. Which policy is this? Employer's liability, because it's while she was on the job, so is the employer responsible, right? That's right. Question 4. Which of the following types of checks allows an individual to receive cash on demand? Open check. All right, last one here. It's 4 o'clock and we're jumping to paper 2 right after. Which of the following factors prevents agreement from being considered a valid contract? See, lots of 5 for 5. Good job, guys. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Just stop share. That's no. All right. All right, so that was good. That was good. All right, so let's jump to our paper 2s. So first one I'm going to start with is contract. Contract. Let me see how much I can fit in the hour. So let's go to unit or legal aspect of a business. All right, let me look for a case study that you guys can analyze. This one. All right, let's look at this one. Everybody's seen my screen, right? I just cannot. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right. So, okay. So a contract question normally comes with a little case study, like a scenario. So let's examine this case. So this is an advertisement. It's a property service number 56, New Park, Saletown public auction sale on January 25, 2002 at 10 a.m. I will offer for sale on the date and at the place mentioned above the following vehicle. 1999 Toyota minibus, terms of sale. Strictly cash on the fall of the banner, vehicle on view on the morning of the sale. Vehicle will be sold as is, where is, and the auctioneer was Mr. John Brown. So Mr. Tom Phillip now, he lived 20 miles away. He saw this auction and he drove to the address on the date specified with the intention of purchasing that minibus. On arrival, he was told by the auctioneer that the minibus was no longer available and was removed from the items to be auctioned. So let's go again. So there was an auction there. It said, come here, such date, the time, and it give you the terms of sale, right? Mr. Phillip, he saw the auction. He went there on the day and he said he wanted to purchase the minibus. However, the minibus was no longer available. Let's continue and see what happened. So it was no longer available. However, now Tom felt some type of way. So Tom Phillip became furious, threatened to sue for breach of contract and demanded a refund of his traveling expenses. And this is how a typical contract question look. And remember, each question is worth 20 marks. I want to see the hands. So the first question they're gonna ask you, I believe you, yes or no, believe it or not, they're gonna always ask you, what is a contract? Define the term contract. So I'm seeing Barnes, Shazane Barnes, your hand, go ahead. So define the term contract.
A contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more persons enforceable by law.
All right, perfect. Anybody want to say something different? I'm seeing Ingrid. You want to say something different, Ingrid?
No, Mrs.
No, basically. Okay, Brianna, you want to say something different?
Miss, it's actually same thing, but my last part is between two or more parties.
All right, good, good. So as long as you mention that is between two or more parties, and as long as you mention that is a legal binding agreement, so those two things are key in the definition. Two or more persons, legally binding or enforceable by law, same. So as long as you mention those, you will definitely get the full 2 marks. All right. Next question. By attending the public auction sale, did Tom Phillip accept a firm offer? So this is just worth 1 mark. So we're not asking of you to give any explanation.
Basically ask if you agree or disagree.
We're just basically asking you if you agree or disagree. So let me hear, whose voice was that? That's one. Is that Daly?
No, Miss Joshua.
Joshua, okay, Joshua, you want to answer that question?
Well,
by attending the public auction sale, did Tom Phillip accept a firm offer?
Well, to me,
yes, your opinion.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Okay, so Joshua said yes, he did. Let me see all the hands who say no. Who don't agree with Joshua?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Barnes don't agree with Joshua. Mara don't agree with Joshua. Ika, okay. Anybody agree with Joshua? Anybody saying yes, he accepted?
Yes, I agree.
I agree. All right. Persons who don't, can I have one person who don't agree? Can you explain to me why you don't agree that Tom Phillip accepts an offer? Who's talking to me? Let me see your hand. Who's talking to me? Come guys, if you don't agree with Joshua, you have to know why you don't agree with Joshua. I don't agree with Joshua either. Let me put it there. I don't agree with Joshua. Go ahead, Barnes. But I want to know.
I would say him going to the fair is him considering to accept the offer. He did not actually accept the offer because him going could just be to look at it or to see if he actually like it. So I would say that's consideration and not acceptance.
Okay, all right. Anybody else? So she's saying that is consideration and not acceptance. All right. I'm looking for something specific though. Okay, Mahabir, I'm seeing your hand. Go ahead.
Miss, there was no offer and acceptance.
All right. Dominic said that there was no offer. Can you tell me what was there, Dominic? Do you know what was there?
What do you mean, Miss?
Okay, you said that there was not an offer, but something was there. What was it?
Oh yes, Miss. The auction was selling a minibus, but
I'm
There
looking
was
for
no
this. I'm looking for a legal term here.
It's
legal.
invitation to treat.
That sound like Raheem.
Mm.
Yes.
It's a Joshua, miss. Invitation to treat.
Joshua. Okay, right. An invitation to treat and not an offer. Okay, Joshua. Joshua, you said an invitation to treat. Joshua, what is an invitation to treat? So hold on.
It's
So
like,
Dominic, you were half correct, but you never know what was the legal principle here. All right, so let's go, Joshua. Yes, Joshua, what's an invitation to treat?
Miss, so an invitation to treat, miss, where basically will be like explain. Alright, you want to buy an item, right? And like somebody actually features them, both the item and all them things they miss. And I attract your attention to it, miss.
All right, you're not wrong, you know, but you know, you need to, you know, dress up a little bit. So let me hear Daily. Daily want to assist? Go ahead.
Yes, you're advertising something for free.
Right. An invitation treat is an advertisement at large. It's something put at large out to the population. And what an invitation to treat does is it allows person to come in now and make an offer to you. But why can they not come in and make an offer to you? I'm also looking for another legal term that you guys need to know. If an offer was there originally and you come in and make another, what is that called? Which is not a legal offer. What is that called?
Counter offer.
Counter offer. A counter offer is not a legal offer because it changes the terms of the original contract, right? So if the offerer, somebody can tell me who is the offerer?
It's the person that is offering something.
The person making the offer. And who is the offeree?
Person accepting it.
Person accepting it. And the offer is the proposer. Okay. So if I'm selling you a bag for $1,000 and I'm the offerer, and you say, don't have $1,000, and we can give you 5. You're contradicting my original proposal, right? And if I agree to accept your $500 now, we change the roles because you now becomes the offerer and I now become the offeree. So it basically leak out the first contract. So that is why it is not a legal or a genuine offer. So an invitation to treat is not a legal offer. Okay? All right. Yeah. So we answer question 2. I said, give one reason for your answer. So he did not accept an offer because there was no offer. There was what we call an invitation to treat. So when you're explaining, you say, offer was not present. What was there was an invitation to treat, and an invitation to treat is not a genuine offer, and therefore you cannot have a genuine acceptance. And remember, offer and acceptance works together. All right. What do we understand by vehicle will be sold as is, where is? Let me see the hands. As is, where is? Because in the advertisement, it said the vehicle will be sold as is, where is? Go ahead, Dominic.
Miss, the condition that is in the action, it will be sold there.
Right, so whatever condition it's in, that is what you're going to get. No changes whatsoever. All right, good to go. Define the term breach, because Tom Phillips said that there was a breach of contract. But what is breach? What is breach? Looking for the hands.
Miss, when one party fails to contribute to their
side of the contract. Right. When one party fails to carry out their side of the agreement. All right. Was there a breach in this case?
No, miss.
No, miss.
No, miss.
Why? Why wasn't there a breach? Let me hear somebody.
Miss, there wasn't a contract in the first place.
Because there wasn't a contract in the first place. Because this case is all about invitation to create. So if they ask you a question, guys, say, what is the legal principle for this case? The answer would be invitation to treat, right? An invitation to treat is not a genuine offer. So who would win this case? Tom Philip or Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown, because there was no contract. All right. One last question here, and state 2 ways by which a contract can be terminated or discharged, separate and apart from breach. Let me see the hands.
Performance.
Go ahead, right?
Performance, Miss.
By performance, that means both sides carry out.
Lapse of time.
By lapse of time.
Misrepresentation. One
by
party dies.
Right. Okay. So you guys know agreement, lapse of time, bankruptcy, all that. All right. What else do you guys need to know? And let us remind ourselves again of the 4 elements before we move. So we're moving to our next question, to our next topic. Let us remind ourselves of the 4 elements of a simple contract again. Let's go. Who is talking to me?
Me,
Go
Joshua.
ahead. Joshua, go ahead.
Offer and acceptance.
Offer and acceptance, that's 1.
Consideration.
Consideration, that's 2.
Competence of the party.
Competence of the party, that's 3.
An intention to create legal relation.
Relation, right. Okay, everybody know what's offer and acceptance. Who can explain to me what's consideration? Nobody.
Miss, consideration is when you see whoever, if you see the party, like the parties are in their right mind.
No, that's not consideration.
Miss. This is the price paid by one party for the
price
of another.
paid by one party, yes, right? So for example, like the monies, if we're selling something for and getting exchange for money, the money would be the consideration. All right. When we talk about competence of the party now, wrapping up contracts, what do we mean by competence of the party?
It's like the person here.
If the person is eligible to enter in that contract, right? So it's not so the age, if them sane, if there was not force.
I know if you're under drugs, Miss.
All right, not under the influence of
Miss, and sometimes a minor should not enter into a
minor cannot enter into a contract unless it is education and the parent is there with them to agree to the terms of the contract. And what's the last element? Intention to create legal relation. Who can explain that one for me? Anybody? Somebody? Listen to the word, listen to the term again. Intention to create legal relation. So the answer is within the phrase itself. Nobody not answering?
Miss.
Yes, iPhone 8 Plus.
What that mean? What that mean? We say competence to.
No, not competence. Intention to create legal.
Miss, so no, Miss, everything we're doing a contract, Miss, must be legal, and everything must. Everything in a contract must be legal.
Right.
Miss.
Proof that there's a legal binding
relation.
agreement between 2 parties. So if you see in a case study and you see where, okay, it was a specialty contract and it was in writing, and you say, okay, that party signed the agreement. If they ask you where in the case showed that is when the person signed, because you now agreeing to all the terms of the contract. All right. So let us just summarize. So we have 2 types of contract. We have simple, we have specialty. Simple can be both verbal and written. We have 4 elements for simple: offer and acceptance, consideration, competence of the party, intention to create legal relation. And we have 3 elements for the specialty: the sign, the seal, the delivered. How can a contract end? Terminated, breach, death, performance, agreement. All right. If a contract If one element is missing from a contract, then no contract exists. So let's go again. If one element is missing, so if you look within the case study and you can't find an element, there's no evidence of that element, then no contract exists. All right, guys, let's end contract here and we're jumping to production. And I really want to touch the logistics.
Yes, sir. We need to touch the logistics.
Who said that? Yes. So let us end. So contract, let us close that one. Production is a lot of information in production. So I want to go through production too. Production is unit 5. All right, this one I'm going to share. This one. Production. All right, let us jump. Let me look at the outline first, and then we'll jump to the question. So what are the things that you need to know for production? Because production, as I say, a very hefty units, and it's always there, always. All right, so what do you need to know for this unit? You need to know the difference between production versus productivity. Who can give me that answer? Production versus productivity. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Who's talking to me? Guys, what's the difference between production and productivity? Go ahead, Bailey. I'm seeing, is that David Bailey? Go ahead.
Miss, it's David.
Oh, David, okay.
Miss, production is the manufacturing of a good or service, while productivity is the measure of output over input.
That's right. And that's a popular multiple choice too. How do we find productivity? Output over input. All right, so that's production versus productivity. Next topic we have here is factors of production. So these are the things that we need to start the business. We're talking about the land, the labor, the capital, and the entrepreneur. Let me tell you what you need to know about them now. Can I get the alternative name for each? Because sometimes they're not going to say land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. They're going to use the alternative name. So who can tell me the alternative? David, sorry. What's the alternative name for land?
Miss, natural resources.
Natural resource, okay. Labor.
Human resources.
Human resource. Capital. Yes, Raheem.
Miss, man-made resources.
Man-made resource and entrepreneur.
Human resources.
Come again. No, human resources. Start with an E. Thank you very much. Somebody said enterprise. So let's go again. Land, natural resource. Labor, human resource. Capital, man-made resource. And entrepreneur, enterprise. Next thing you need to know about them, what's the reward for each? What do you hope to gain for each? So let's go. Land. What's the reward for land?
Miss Rent.
Rent. Labor.
Wages.
Wages. Capital.
Interest.
Interest. And entrepreneur?
Profit.
All right. And you need to know the roles. So the land is where you're going to put your business. The labor is the person that you're going to get to work for you, whether it be skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled. Capital is anything, any investment, any equipment or money that you're going to put in the business. And entrepreneur is you who coordinate the other factors. All right, good to go. Levels of production. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, what do we mean by levels? Who wants to answer me? Brianna?
Subsistent, domestic, and
no, tell me the definition first before we discuss the three. What's levels of production?
The amount of goods that are produced.
The amount, the volume, right? So students always making this mistake, the mistake between the levels and the types, guys. You see, levels talk about the amount. Types talk about the industry. Please try and remember. Levels, amount. Types, industry. All right, so we have 3 levels. The base. So we're starting with subsistence. What is subsistence? Yes, Raheem?
Subsistence would just be you providing enough for yourself and your family.
Right, providing enough just for yourself and your family. That is the lowest level. And subsistence economy existed when barter existed. All right, so we're moving up now. Domestic.
Means providing for survival and domestic needs
You
and
can't
wants.
use but the word domestic.
Miss like
Nationally.
producing goods and services, not just for one individual.
For the local,
For the country.
right, country, for the local market, for the country. So you're now selling, So you're moving from the barter stage and you're now selling, all right? Surplus now, highest level, also called export level.
Well,
Miss, this is where service come into contact, miss. Like you get cash now, miss. You finish, you start.
International.
International. We start trade internationally. All right. So that's what you need to know. So subsistence, providing just enough for survival. Domestic, providing for the local market. And surplus, providing for export to trade internationally. All right. Let's jump to the types now of production. So types of production talk about the industry. So if your business, what industry your business belong in? So let's go. What you need to know what's the name? What's the industry called for primary?
Extractive industry.
Extractive industry. Very good. Can I get some examples of primary industry?
Miss fishing,
mining. Right,
Manufacturing.
No, not the
No,
manufacturing. Let's go.
What was that?
So manufacturing is not primary, guys. Let's go. So primary is extractive. When we say extractive, we mean
like
taking
fishing,
it from below or above the earth's surface. So we're talking about the fishing farming,
industry,
and the forestry. All right. Let's go now to secondary. Now,
Miss, turning raw materials into finished goods.
Turning raw material into finished goods. We have two industries here. Can I get the names of the two industries here? For
production and marketing and
manufacturing. Hold on. Who's talking to me?
Miss Joshua.
Go ahead, Joshua.
Miss manufacturing and production.
Manufacturing and production, same thing.
Miss construction.
That's right.
Construction
Manufacturing and construction. Give me some examples now.
Miss manufacturing, I be like when you build motor vehicles.
Building a motor vehicle, food processing, anything, as long as we are creating something, that is secondary. And the last one, tertiary. What's the industry called? A tertiary.
Service industry.
Service industry. Can I get some examples?
Miss like education or hairdressers?
Tourism,
like education, hairdresser, right. So any service that tertiary. All right. So let's go again. So primary, extractive, farming, fishing, mining. Secondary, we're creating something. We're moving away from the extracting and we're now creating. So we're talking about manufacturing and construction. Tertiary, service industry. All right, let's jump to cottage industry. From what you hear the word cottage, what's the first word comes to your mind when you think about cottage?
Home. Small.
Home and a small. So who can give me a nice little definition of what is a cottage industry? Somebody says me. Who is
a business or manufacturing activity carried on in people's homes.
Hold on, Ingrid, go ahead, Ingrid.
A business or manufacturing activity carried on in people's homes.
All right. So we have 5 main features of cottage industry. Yes, Ryan, what's the first one?
It is home base.
Home base. First feature, it is home base. That means everything is done at home. Brianna, let's go with number 2. What's the second feature?
Miss, family members are usually workers.
We use the family members as workers. That's 2. Chanel, let's go with number 3.
It is on a small scale.
Small scale. So we have home base, small scale, family members. What's that? Maro?
Yes, miss. Small tools and equipment are needed, miss.
Yes, definitely. Yes, small tools. So we don't need to use a lot of big equipment. All right.
Yes, miss. And small capital is needed.
Needed.
Small capital, right? local raw materials and all that. All right, so everybody good and everybody know that now. All right, let's go to linkage industry. When we say linkage industry, what do we mean? Who's talking to me now? I see Raheem.
Miss.
Amaro.
Miss Amara, miss the output of one industry become the input of another, miss.
All right, we can look at it that way. The whole, yeah, all right.
Mr. When industries that are connected, miss, that
connected.
One industry.
So once we say link, we mean
they're connected with other industries.
They connect in some way. All right. So linkage now linked to the types of production. So I want somebody to give me an example of a linkage industry with all those 3 types of production. Who is talking to me now?
Miss, you can get one, miss?
Yes, go ahead.
Miss, just say, miss.
So we're starting with the primary. So remember, I know the most connect, you know. So let's go. Let me hear.
It's a meat shop and a restaurant.
So where we're starting with? You said meat shop and restaurant, but where's the primary? Let's go. Where's the primary part?
Oh, it's the farm.
That means
farm,
then
the butcher, then restaurant.
All right, the farmer and the butcher. When you said farmer and the butcher, sell it to the meat shop. Meat shop package it together and sell it to the.
Mr. Butcher, that'd be like farmer and butcher. Then they go to the meat shop, then the meat shop sell it to the restaurant, then the restaurant sell it to the people.
Right, and that's how we so tell me now, where is the backward and where is the forward linkage there? And it's all about perspective. Shanil, I see your hand, Shanil. Go ahead, Shanil.
The backward linkage would be like between like the supermarket. Hold on, the restaurant the restaurant.
Backward linkage is when.
Hold on. Shanil, let me hear
it.
Go ahead, Shanil.
I was saying it would be restaurant at butcher shop.
All right, so the restaurant going to the butcher shop for the raw material. Okay, give me the forward.
Backward?
That's backward.
That'd be like backward. That'd be like a demand of one industry with a lead to establishment of another.
That's right. That's right. So when we go back to get raw material, that is backward. And then when we now are providing something, then that is forward. So from the restaurant to the customer, that is the forward linkage. All right. Last concept here, we have the small firm. Which small firm is easy because it's just the same as a sole trader business, right? So we know what's a small firm. So we don't need to, do we need to go through this? All right, let's go. Small firm. Who can tell me a definition for a small firm?
This is a privately owned organization that has less employees.
All right, good. And what's some of the roles of the small firm?
To make a profit.
Make it right. So it's so those answers will come just like what's the role of business? Creating employment, make a profit, provide goods and services. Right. And guys, let me just say this. If you get a multiple choice question and they ask you, what is the main role of a business? Let me hear what you're going to pick.
Make a profit.
No, so never say make a profit. Let me hear.
Miss, them usually split it and ask you the private one and the public one.
No, they're going to ask, they love to ask that question. What's the main aim? And majority of you, thank you very much. And let me explain to you why. Everybody always feel that the main aim of a business is to make profit. It is not. Let me tell you why. There are 2 categories of business. We have a profit motive business and we have what we call non-profit motive business. Like the person, like, food for the poor and stuff like that. Their main aim is not to make a profit, but at the end of the day, every business is providing a goods or a service, right? I'm not saying that non-profit motive profit business, they don't make a profit at the end. I'm not saying that all non-profit, they don't make a profit, but that is not their main aim. So what a profit motive and a non-profit motive business have in common is that both of them offer goods and service. So the number one aim, if you see that multiple choice, the number one aim of a business is to provide goods and services. All right, guys, let's jump to logistics. Can we jump to logistics? Yes, we can. Let's go.
Yes,
Then I want to jump to entrepreneurship because entrepreneurship is very, very common. So let's jump to logistics, and we're going to look at the units, the outline for the logistics. Right. Mr. Logistics, where are you? Here we are. There we are. Here we are. So here we have the outline for logistics and supply chain. The first thing is the difference between the logistics and the both of them, they work hand in hand, guys. So who can tell me what's logistics? Maro, your hands still up.
Logistics is movement.
Hold on. Is that Maro? I saw Maro hand first. Yes, let's Maro, go ahead. And then we're going to Brianna for the supply chain.
Logistics is the movement and storage of goods, of raw material from point of origin to end consumer.
Right, so it's a movement of goods from one point to the next. At the end of the day, we want to get our product from the producers to, do we use middlemen? We're going to that, to the consumer, or do we use a direct chain? All right, Brianna, supply chain operations, because they work together. So you go ahead with that.
A supply chain is like operation that includes the system, the structures and processes to plan.
All right. Who can tell me, who can give me an example of a supply chain in order? Only I see Mara and Brianna again. Nobody else? What's going on?
Oh.
Daily, go ahead, Daily. Give me an example of a.
Oh, I mean, you want
Can I
the whole.
Yeah, I'm coming to you, Ingrid.
Yeah.
After Daily, Ingrid. I
You
want you
want
to
me to give you the whole chain?
I want you to give me an example of a chain. Yeah.
Oh, the manufacturer of different goods to like the wholesaler, like a supermarket.
Well, you're not finished yet.
Because buying bulk.
Then two.
And then it would be sold to retailers. And then they would be selling in smaller quantities to regular consumers.
And right there, Daily just explain to us the difference between wholesaler and retailer, which is a popular question. The wholesaler sell in bulk.
Distribution channel.
Right. Yeah, man, just the same. Yeah, distribution channel chains. Yeah, man, just the same. So he said the wholesaler sell in bulk while the retailer sell in smaller quantities. All right. And the fact that Daily mentioned wholesaler and retailer, that is an example of what type of chain. What do we call that chain?
Just repeat.
Forward.
No, the fact that he mentioned the use of wholesaler and retailer. What is the term? What type of chain is that?
Distribution.
Chain.
And yeah, man, it is a distribution chain, but we have two types.
It's a forward and reverse.
No, man, we don't reach a component, says man. We still jump back up there. So we're talking about distribution chain, right? So Daily said from the manufacturer to the wholesaler to the retailer to the consumer. All right, that's one. Another one would be producer straight to the consumer. There are two different types. What we call the one with the wholesaler and the retailer.
It's
direct.
The direct one is the one from the producer to the consumer, and the indirect is the one where we use. All right, what do we call the wholesaler and retailer? What we call them? Middlemen. Right. So whenever we use a chain that includes the middleman, that is an indirect chain or indirect channel or indirect link. When we eliminate the middleman and we go straight to the consumer, that is a direct chain. All right. So let's jump back up now to, because somebody was mentioned about the components. There are 4 main components of logistics and supply chain. Who can tell me those 4 components?
Forward and reverse.
Miss storage of goods, forward,
And
insurance,
reverse
plus
flow.
information.
When we say storage of goods, we're talking about which double word? What's the double
Services.
word? Warehousing.
Warehousing.
So let's go 2 more. So let's go. First component, forward and reverse flow. Second component, warehousing.
The storage of goods.
Storage of goods. Insurance.
Insurance is 3, and number 4 is
related information between destinations.
Information flow. Okay, guys, who is that? All right, so let's go again. So the 4 components of logistics, make sure to know it, because yes, logistics is what? Question 4 tomorrow. Forward and reverse flow, warehousing of goods, information flow, and insurance. Somebody tell me what's the difference between the forward and the reverse flow.
Forward is when it says you're taking
Yeah, go ahead. All right, I'm seeing Maro and then Daily. All right, Mara's not answering. Daily, go ahead, Daily.
So can I repeat the components?
All right, let me repeat the components. Hold on, Daily. Forward and reverse flow.
Yeah, the forward and reverse
warehousing,
flow.
Insurance, and information flow. Go ahead now, Daily. You get that?
The forward flow is the flow of goods from the producer to the consumer.
That's
and
right.
The reverse flow is the flow of goods from the consumer back to the producer.
And why would a consumer need to return goods?
Because
right.
it's a long
breaking up.
I'm breaking up?
Yeah, so we're not hearing clearly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, can you repeat that, please?
Okay, so we're talking about the forward versus the reverse flow of goods. So Daly was explaining. So forward flow is from the producers to the consumer. Reverse is when the consumer return goods to the producers for whatever reason. Like then somebody said faulty, goods might be faulty, and that's why they return the
spoilage.
Spoilage is also
it can be spoiled.
Definitely. All right, so that is logistics and distribution chain. All right, let's go to multimodal versus intermodal. So what you need to know right here is the difference between both. So who can tell me what is multimodal? Who's talking to me? Let me see the hand. Let me see the hand.
Miss Joshua.
Go ahead, Joshua.
iPhone 8.
iPhone 8.
It's a multimodal. Multimodal means when one company is responsible for transportation under a single contract.
One carrier. So it's one single carrier. So they're going to use more than one mode, but it's one single carrier. All right.
Mr. So you check it to multimodal.
You wouldn't swear, right? You wouldn't sure it's more than one, right? Yeah. Carrier, right? And what is the intermodal now?
Miss, the intermodal is transport of cargo with more than one transport under one contract.
All right. No, it can be more than one contract. So the multimodal guys, let's make that clear. Multimodal is the single carrier, right? So single carrier. So both of them, both the similarities with multi and intermodal is that they use two or more modes of transport, and we're going to touch the modes of transport. However, the multimodal is the one with the single carrier. All right. So even though it's a multi, it is a single. So
intermodal more than
hold on,
one
somebody mic is on. Hold on. Sure.
Mr. Intermodal, I wanted more than one contract.
No, that's the one with a single carrier. Multimodal is the one with the
Intermodal vision is more than one contract.
Intermodal is the one with the more than one contract, right? All right, so that is what we need to know right there. All right, let's talk about the different modes of transportation now. What's the different modes of transportation?
You have air, railroad, marine and pipeline.
Pipeline, digital delivery.
Airplane,
One at a time. So we have the air mode transportation, which is the fastest one. We have the road transportation, which is the most flexible. We have the rail.
You have marine.
We have the sea. We have the marine, which is the sea. We have the
pipeline and digital delivery.
Digital. All right, good. So we're not afraid of logistics at all. All right, for transport document now, there are 3 main documents that you guys need to know here. Anybody can tell me the 3 main documents?
Bill of lading,
Hold on, guys. Let me see some hands.
Everybody can't speak at the same time.
Right? Let's see some hands. Go ahead, Raheem.
Yes, bill of lading.
We have the bill of lading. Let's go, Brianna. What's the next one?
You have the airway bills.
We have the airway bill. Thank you. Let's go, Joshua. What's the other one?
Bill of lading.
No, somebody said that. So we have bill of lading, airway bill, and
import license.
The import license. All right, so let's go. So the first one, the import license. What's the importance of the import license? Joshua, I'm seeing your hand.
Missy gives permission for organizations to carry goods within a country.
It gives permission for organization to carry goods within a country. Thank you. Brianna, let's go with the importance of the bill of lading.
Miss, it's like a document that represents the types of goods in a transit.
So it's like a receipt.
Yes,
right?
Miss.
So it's proof that yes, we get the goods. So okay, so bill of lading and airway bill, they are similar. Can somebody tell me what's the difference of those two?
It's bill of lading when goods are transported by sea, miss, and airway bill when goods are transported by air.
That's right. So the airway bill is the receipt when we talk about the air transportation. All right, good to go. We are good to go there. Competitive versus comparative advantage. What is the difference? Let me look for the hands. I'm looking for the hands. Looking for the hands. No hands, hold on. Only Joshua, hold on. Oh, Shanice, let me hear Shanice. Hold on, Joshua, let me hear Shanice.
Means competitive is when 2 companies, they produce the same, they manufacture the same goods and they compete against each other through price or other etc. And comparative when 2 different organizations compare their products to each other, like Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
But I'm not seeing there's something that I'm really looking for in terms of to show me the difference. Because both of them is competing, competitive and comparative is competing. But what makes the difference here?
What is the 5 components of logistics?
5 components of logistics.
Yeah.
Somebody asking for the components of logistics?
Yeah.
Okay, let me repeat the 4 components. The first one is reverse and forward.
What is before that?
The flow of goods.
The forward and backward flow of logistics.
Forward and reverse flow of goods. That's 1. Information flow 2. Insurance 3. And warehousing 4.
As I said just now.
What?
Yeah. You hear me?
Right, I first component with second component.
No, they're debating.
Miss, I can repeat, please.
Okay, let me repeat for the last time, guys. Let's go. The 4 components of logistics: forward and reverse flow, 2 information flow, 3 insurance, and 4 warehousing. So those are the 4 components of logistics.
Insurance.
Right, and the last one.
All right. So let's jump back to now competitive versus comparative. So let me tell you guys. So the difference between competitive and comparative. Competitive advantage.
Yeah.
I hear feedback.
I'll take it all right. Take it. I'm not
We get questions. We ask the questions.
Oh.
Like, with migration.
Sue?
That might
Is that
affect
Sue?
the country because of migration.
Everybody all right?
Yes, can you
please.
repeat the differences, please?
Can I repeat the?
What's the difference between both of them?
Okay, let's go. Okay, so the difference between competitive and comparative advantage. Okay, so competitive advantage is doing whatever it takes to have that edge over your competitor. So anything it takes to have that edge, whether it be the quality of the product, whether it be your marketing strategy. But the comparative advantage now, that's related to the cost. So it's where you put your product price at a lower price than that of your competitor. So competitive advantage, anything that gives you the edge over your competitor. But comparative advantage is having a lower cost than your competitor. So though that is competitive versus comparative. Go ahead, Brianna.
Miss, I was asking if you could please kindly type that in the chat because I can't write it. So you're talking a bit fast.
Yes, miss, please, miss.
We can't Omega type it in the chat, guys. We have time is upon us. You know, we have 12 more minutes. We have 12 more minutes to go. So let's go again. So competitive advantage is, guys, and I'm going to upload all the information on the platform for you. So let's go again. So competitive advantage is having that edge over your competitor. Example, like having better quality or having better marketing strategies, better advertising. But comparative advantage, no. Why is Rai messing up my thing? Comparative advantage now is basically selling your product lower than your competitor. So comparative is about the price, having a lower price, but competitive is basically having like a better product. All right. I want to jump to entrepreneurship. That's why I'm moving a little bit because we only have 12 minutes. So with the IT now, guys, the IT with technology, we're talking about the GPS. Who can tell me what the GPS means?
Global positioning system.
Global positioning system, right? Who can tell me what is GIS?
Miss, geographic information system.
Geographic information system, right? All right. And the GPS, everybody know, who can explain to me how the GPS works?
This is like a location thing on a device.
Location, right, on a device. So it gives you access to location. It gets you to places from one place to another. All you need to do is to just input the location, right? All right. What about the geographic information system?
It is designed to capture and store and also analyze.
Go ahead, go again. Not hearing that.
It's kind of like designed to like capture, store, and analyze.
Designed to like capture key areas around the earth, the land, right? So it's also similar, it's giving location as well. However, the GPS is the one that we inputting in cars and vehicles and stuff like that. What about the port net? Anybody can talk to me about the port net?
Miss, it aims to help parts of the shipping community.
Miss, for fast and reliable connections.
Yes, yeah, but that is the purpose, but what is it?
It aims to help parts of the shipping community to increase productivity.
Right, so it's like it's that information system, communication system that interconnects. So like for example, when we're using Amazon and when we're using the online, it gives us information and track our product from one location to another. So we can use it to see exactly where our goods at a specific time, what time it's reaching here, you know, all the different locations that the goods at, and we can able to track our products. All right. Then we have the telemarketing and e-commerce, which is all about we can use one phrase to wrap up that. E-commerce.
Mr. Buying and selling of goods online.
The buying and selling of goods online, right? And then we have the global logistics providers like the DHS and the FedEx. These are the persons that basically distribute or deliver or products, you know, we use them to transport goods and service. And then we have the logistics hub, where all the logistics activity take place. And here in Jamaica, we're talking about at custom, down by the wharf. That is our logistic hub. All right, guys, so that is logistic. We have 8 more minutes. Can I jump to entrepreneurship quick and fast?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is going to be our
Yes, Miss.
last.
Miss, where can we
unit.
access the recording?
The recording will be placed on in the 1X platform. So I'm going to send it to them, and then they're going to upload it on the platform. All right, so let's go establishing a business, the last one. Let's go.
Miss, would I do establishing?
Huh? Emma, this is going to be the first question in our paper 2 tomorrow. Entrepreneurship, establishing a business. Let's look at the outline and the things that we need to know. And we're closing here, guys. Let's go. So the first thing we need to know, okay, Raheem, I'm seeing your hand, Raheem, go ahead.
Oh yes, the definition for entrepreneur is someone who undertakes.
Hold on, come Raheem. Remember, no, not entrepreneur, no, entrepreneurship, no.
Yes, entrepreneurship is the act of
Yeah, break up.
Yeah, I was saying entrepreneurship is the act of undertaking a risk to start a business.
Is the act of undertaking a risk to start a business. All right, let me get some characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Let me see the hands, please, guys. Characteristics of entrepreneur. Go ahead, Raheem.
Self-motivated.
Self-motivated. Let's go, Daily. One from you.
Yes, flexible.
Flexible. Let's go, Sasha. One from you.
Motivative.
Okay, yes. Let's go, Shaniel.
Goal-oriented.
Goal-oriented. All right, good to go. So those are characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. All right. Role in the economy is just the same as role of any business, role of small firm. All right, guys. Steps in establishing a business. What's the first step?
Is conceptualization.
The conceptualization.
All right, let's go. That's right. So the first step of starting a business is conceptualization, which is coming up with your business idea. All right, let me go with the hands. Step 2, we have our idea. What's next? I'm looking for the hands.
Research.
Henry, that's right. Second step is research, market research. Step 3, hands.
Identification of resources.
So Daily, hold on. Go ahead, Daily.
Identification of the resources.
Identification of the resources. That is step 3. Shaniel, go to step 4.
In my book, it has feasibility study, then business plan, but I'm not sure if that's correct.
No. So step 1.
So step 4
iPhone 8 Plus. Can you mute your mic for me, please? All right, so let's go. So first one is conceptualization, which is coming up with a business idea. 2 is market research. 3 is identifying your resources, whether it be your financial resource or your human resource. And 4 now is the business plan. So we're at 4. So 4 is business plan. Okay.
One more time, please. One more
time. Let's go. Step 1, conceptualization. That's coming up with your business idea. Step 2, carrying out your market research. Step 3, identifying your resources, whether it be your material, your equipment, your human resource, your capital. Step 4, do your business plan. That is your document that you're going to use to get investors, you know, to invest in your business. Step 5, once we have the document, we're going to take it to the financial institution. Why do we need to take it? Shanice, what's step 5?
Acquisition of funds.
acquisition of funds. That's step 5. We have everything that we need. What is our final step?
Operate the business.
Operate the business. So let me say them again. 1, conceptualization. 2, market research. 3, identifying our resources. 4, business plan. 5, acquisition of funds. And 6, operating the business. Those are the 6 steps in establishing a business. All right, can we jump to business plan? I'm definitely going to finish, even if I go over 5. Let me jump to business plan now. Who can tell me the main purpose of the business plan? I'm seeing Shanil, I'm seeing your hand.
To give the finance like a synopsis like of that, a smash of what you want to do.
An official overview.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, so it's a document outlining your goals and your objectives of the business. So you want to share your idea with investors.
Give a brief description of the business, Miss.
Right. So you give the description, you give your right. So we reach the elements now. In the elements now, we're talking about our executive summary. That's the brief, that's the description for everything. We're talking about our marketing plan. We're talking about our financial plan, the operational plan. So those are the elements, all different sections. So we can link that to the functional areas, guys, of a business. So let's go again. The executive summary, the operational plan, the financial projections, the marketing strategy. Those are the elements of the business plan. All right. And the main purpose of the business plan.
Talk fast, you know.
Yeah, I know, because it's almost 5 o'clock. So that is it's 1 minute to 5. So I'm trying to, you know, get as much in as possible.
Executive summary.
So the biz, right? So we have our executive summary, we have our operational plan, we have our financial projection, we have our marketing plan. So those are some key elements of the business plan. And the main purpose of the business plan is to share our ideas with prospective investors so that we can get finances for our business. All right. Before we do, so I'm just going to run through now since it's after 5. Before we do our business plan, it's very important to do what we call a feasibility study. That's point 4.
Mr. Feasibility study is done to see if the business is viable or worthwhile.
To see if your business is worthwhile, and that is the significance of it. Do I need to go forward with this business? So we carry on. So it's, the study is similar to a research. So we want to find out, do we go forward with this business? That is the feasibility study. When we're talking about planning now, there are 3 types of planning.
3 types of planning.
Go ahead, Raheem.
Yeah, short term, long term, and medium.
The short term, long term, and medium term plan.
Yes.
Right? Who can dissect them for me? Like how much years for the short, how much years for the medium?
Short term.
Hold on. Is that Joshua? Go ahead, Joshua.
Up to a year. The short term is for a day or a week or a month or even up to a year. Medium up to 1 to 3 or 4 years. And long term after a period of 5 years.
That's right. That's right. Thank you very much. All right, saying something, Raheem?
I was just saying that the long term can go up to 10 years.
The long term can definitely go up to 10 years. All right, thank you very much. All right, when we talk about now regulatory practices, we're talking about some of the rules and regulations that government put in place to kind of control business. Can you guys tell me some of those rules? Let's go, Joshua. I'm seeing your hand.
Mr. Excel, Miss, repeat the question again.
Give me some regulatory practices that government put in place to control business operation.
Miss them place taxes, Miss.
The first, yes, definitely. Taxation. Raheem, give me one more. And is up, Raheem?
Miss, they can offer subsidies.
Yeah, but that's not a regular. They can, you know, but that's not a regulatory practices. All right, go ahead, Sasha, and then Daily. 2 more.
Is it when like the government?
Oh, you're mute.
Miss, when the government send people to the business to make sure that they're doing the right things.
Right, so they can so Bureau of Standard can come into play to check to see if your product is of a certain standard. So yes, the use of the Bureau of Standard.
Environmental policies.
Give me an example of an environmental policies.
It's like say enough a dump waste and
we're talking about, right? Pollution.
Because
proper disposal of waste. Let me also give you some others, guys. Definitely registering a business with the registrar of company. That's the main one, to show that your business is a legal business and can operate. There's also another important one, which is the zoning law, which is the fact that you cannot place your business in certain location. Like, for example, you can't place a factory near a school or near a hotel or near hospital. Sorry, yes. So try to remember those. All right, we have 2 more to go. Let's go. Location of a business. So when we are thinking about putting our business in a specific location, there are certain things that we need to look out for.
The availability of raw materials.
The closeness to raw materials. Thank you very much. Hold on. I see Shanice's hand. Go ahead, Shanice.
Infrastructure, like if roads are available.
Proper infrastructure. Thank you. Sasha, go ahead, Sasha. Hear me, Sasha? All right, let's go, Brianna. Not hearing Sasha. The infrastructure, closeness to raw material.
Miss healthcare facilities.
Geographical setting, healthcare facilities, right? Closeness to
transportation.
Telecommunication. Access to water or electricity.
All right, guys. Yes. All right. And the last thing, the importance of collateral. Shanice, I'm seeing your hand. Can you tell us what's collateral? Go ahead, Shanice.
You want the definition of collateral?
Yes, dear.
Collateral is money or assets pledged as security for a loan.
Right. So it's any assets used to secure a loan. Raheem, can I get some examples of collateral?
Oh yes, miss. Post a bus, cars, houses.
A car, a house, a bus, stocks, bonds, even furniture, right?
Appliances and bonds and stocks and property.
That's right. And the last question for today, what is the importance of collateral? Go ahead, Shanice.
To the borrower.
Means it depends on.
It depends, yes. Okay, let's go to the borrower.
And for the borrower, it will be like it can be it could be safety alone.
Hold on, Joshua. Hold on. Hold on, I hear some feedback. Yes, go ahead, Shanice.
For the borrower, it could be like they could have safekeeping, and for the lender, it would be that if the borrower fails to pay, it may be seized.
That's right. So if you do not pay your loan, then we take the lender sees that collateral. All right, guys. So that is it from me. I wish you all the best tomorrow, guys. May the Lord be with you.
So much.
I will upload everything. I will send the recording. They will have the recording and then they will post it on the platform.
Miss,
right,
but where can I find them?
It's going to be right on the 1X platform.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be right there on the principles of business. So
Miss,
you'll see my name, Mrs.
Google.
Cousins.
Go on Google and type in 1X platform.
Yeah, 1X.co. How did you get access to the class? By signing up with 1X, right? So they're going to place the recording and everything on that platform. So it's 1X.co.
Click on the link and sign up and send it to my email.
Okay, all right. So yes, I'm going to put everything right there.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Miss, I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Well, you're talking with the geographical setting again.
Hold on. There's nothing to be nervous about, guys. Trust me. POB is really, come on, sense. Let me stop recording.
Miss, just hope so them give it enough like